With the Conqueror, it'll be interesting to see if Summit is just going to go straight, split push Kennen, instead of like full-on hard engage with the Ornn on AP Kennen, which I think I would have liked to see instead.
Actually, Rich is down very low underneath this turret. That Q is going to go wide, but you can see Summit is positioned aggressively in this lane early on. It's 14, but scaling. These compositions otherwise, with LeBlanc and the Zoe wanting to play around that mid game very, very much. And Kennen and Aatrox also fitting into that basket. That's all right. Flash out there from FaZe is Gorilla not even having to use his. That is a win on the gank already here for OnFleek.
Pretty simple one there. You could see that Dynamics were going for that early Drake as another fight here.
That's a slicing mouse from on the top side of the map as Rich is about to get solo killed. Summit is looking for that last little bit, but the World Ender comes in trumps. And Rich is going to be able to keep himself alive. Down to about 200. Summit had to use his flash as well. That is master ever.
Turns out Rats are really smart.
Yeah. So I think Rats are misunderstood. I think it might have been that.
Think about all their contributions to society.
Yeah.
With all the lab rats and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That get tested on.
Making sure that all of our makeup is safe.
Here we go.
Summit, he's not so safe. Slicing Maelstrom comes down, does get a decent snare as there's the shield, but it's not enough. First blood goes to Rich on the top side of the map. As they knew.
About that was the Zoe emote afterwards, the bye-bye sad Zoe. But yeah, this is just wonderfully set up. I mean, he's able to sneak into that forward brush. He baits him to come down the lane. And Rich, seeing full level ahead of OnFleek so far, who has basically done nothing except get the flash at a phase. And now he's got it back in time for Dragon.
Yeah, and Beyond should be able to lock this one down as well as we move towards a Cloud Drake, as he has the most gold in the game as well. Gorilla and OnFleek moving on around here, though, as it looks like Beyond might be able to lock this one down, but not going to be able to do so without a fight. As Kuzan off to the backside, they do manage to grab the Dragon, as Guga just stops that Ram from doing anything. FaZe now has to flash. Did have that one back available as a slice mouse from immediate cleanse. Sorry, Exhaust comes in as Summit has to flash away, but he's burning down, and he's locked down by Kuzan. Kuzan off to the back end eventually falls, but this is a massive fight in favor of Dynamics, and it's not over yet. FaZe just so much damage with that Moonlight Vigil early in the fight.
Exhausted, Summit that is, and they got themselves into such a sad situation afterwards, as this is super clean Dragon. This is textbook.
Yeah.
You take it down with the Graves and you block it, but then everything is forced here from SANDBOX. They're like, we gotta get something out of this. And look at this, it's the perfect Moonlight Vigil from the right side. Kuzan comes in from the left, gets a huge distortion. And you just, it doesn't matter, the game is too even right now for you to put yourself in that bad of a position. Analysis way, I can't really blame him for that, as Rich is in an awkward spot here. But
Summit seems to be the one in the most awkward spot, though, as that Infernal Chain was one of the longest I have ever seen activate. Moment. Of course, turret plates have fallen down. Team Dynamics now sitting on very close to a 2,000 gold lead as we move to 16 minutes into this game. SANDBOX do have a lot of scaling options. The Ornn is certainly going to help them there. That's a great trouble bubble to land. They do get the ultimate out of the Braum, but otherwise nothing else to happen. And does help clear out that minion wave as Rich will be able to grab this turret up here on top side and grab himself first turret blood. Bit of and now you can see Root trying to get back in there. Is camouflage for the moment as Kuzan just dives in just to soften up the members of SANDBOX. And they had nothing that they could do to answer. Bubble lands though, and this is the opportunity for the Zoe. That Dawning Shadow didn't really do too much there. And Dynamics move themselves back. The Dragon is started once again, but They are relatively split. This might be an opportunity for SANDBOX to get themselves in.
Very awkward fight from both sides, if I do say so myself. And yeah, it does look like Team Dynamics are going to have Beyond try to steal it, and they're actually going for a TP play here.
Yep, Rich is going to try and get forward. Oh, it's not going to be stolen away. It's the center that locks down the Dragon, but can they win the kill? The team fight, sorry, is the cannon is going to fall down immediately once again. The chains landed. Gorilla is very dead. SANDBOX walk away with the Dragon, but they lose 2 in trade for 1.
Yeah, Mountain Drake does go down. It's only 1 on their side. And they do have a bunch of guys that are going to be building resistances, so it's not negligible, but you can see what happens here as the Ornhorn. Cougar's not in position. I feel like he actually played this fight pretty poorly as he got super low very early on, but he was there to just be an exhaust bot, essentially, which did end up turning the fight here for Team Dynamics. So I suppose he did what he could at the end of the Sandom, it looks like. But here we go. On to the Drake fight. Kuzan coming over. He is going to scout out Summit and deny the flank.
Yep, Bubble does land, but no follow-up there onto Rich. FaZe a lot of damage, especially close range with these weapons. Yon is going to be able to get that smite as Infernal Chains land, but Cougar immediately falls down. The exhaust did...
Down to support, so you can see Kuzan still trying to be tricky here as they're going to use this advantage to go in and push mid. They're moving over towards Baron, but I don't think there's any chance in this world that they're going to try to start that up right now. So they'll take what they can get after Team Dynamics outplay them here in this team fight. Great positioning. They have the flank from Kuzan, but also the two-pronged approach in the front from Rich and Cougar. Even though Cougar does die, he...
And Kuzan's going to be able to land the stun onto OnFleek. OnFleek getting into smite position. Summit moves on over, but was spotted out. And now Rich is trying to play goalie. Kuzan dives into the backline. Root has to go golden, and there's the Mountain Soul who we were talking about. In goes Summit, but again, instantly exhausted and taken down. Cougar, of course, is going to die. He dies every team fight, and then Team Dynamics are able to win. Gorilla not going to be able to run away from this one. Fate and Root, the only ones left alive. Could this be the pentakill for Beyond? The answer is no, because of course Kuzan's going to steal one of them away, and now Fate has to watch as Dynamics probably just take a Baron.
Fate,
or he's just going to die.
Yeah, he does have that flash, so he's going to be able to get away, but man, Team Dynamics, the big fight, they're going to move over and take the Baron. Just look at that positioning again. They had a control ward for Summit. They saw him coming. Rich up 2 levels, able to zone him out. Kuzan on the left. Fantastic flank, able to zone everybody out. Summit immediately exhausted. No, he does nothing. Root has to play so far back. And when you're playing front to back like this with perfect positioning in this fight, Graves is just going to have a ball. I mean, he's so fed right now. We can only say it so many times, but it's so crazy to see the amount.
FaZe just walks up and gets some extra damage there, puts down his sentry turret to make sure that he can, and that's going to be base broken in both sides very, very early. 32 minutes into this game, these 2 inhibitors going to be the next targets. No fight to be started, just get his face. Takes way too much damage, and now Rich moves on in to try and get this team fight started. Moonlight Vigil is fantastic from FaZe in the backline as well. As inhibitor on bot side is going to be taken, the one in mid already down, and FaZe is getting to work on these Nexus turrets. It's looking pretty over, Valdez. As now in goes Summit for that last-ditch effort. I believe he got no, the exhaust wasn't up, but he just didn't do enough damage, as that wasn't the real Kuzan. Rich keeps himself alive. Umbral Dash gets himself out of there. The Infernal Chains are going to land. The center locks down the kill, but there are no more Nexus turrets left. Team Dynamics will walk away with a Game 1 win up against SANDBOX.
And what a win, too. It wasn't just your run-of-the-mill, everyday, just barely winning there or something. It was a